Let's sip and converse.
Let's talk about it.
Sip and converse.
Welcome back. We back.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to another episode of Sip and Converse. And before we dig down into our conversation today, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend that
Tell
your favorite
somebody.
two-piece
And a biscuit.
in a biscuit is now on live. Mr. Crib, Mr. DJ, what's going on, my brother? How's life been treating you?
It's everything. That's how life is treating me.
Everything is everything. Life is lifing
Hey, in a good way.
in a good ways. What's been one of your positives for this week, brother? One of your wins earlier.
Wins earlier. Hey, the Lord still got me here. That means I still have purpose.
I totally understand that. Yeah, I just got back from watching my daughter with this thing called the Meet the Author.
Uh-oh.
So all the third graders had her create their own book,
Okay.
illustrated and everything, and then they did this display in the room where you got to meet the author. So
Okay.
that was a fun event. That was a great fun event. So she was really enjoying herself and showing her abilities.
That sounds great. I know we're going to have some future bestsellers on the New York Times coming out of that group.
Talk about it.
Hey,
Talk about
I'm
it.
going to speak it into existence.
Well, I think that's a great thing that they're doing at that school for the simple fact is exposing them to so many different things.
Yes,
Many people
yes.
think you either got to kick a ball, hit a ball, do specific things, but being authors, illustrators, because they also do like this art show as well
Okay.
too, where they present their art. So it's been cool. I think it's helping them find their purpose.
Hey, that's what we need to do while we're here.
Yep, purpose. So going straight into a topic, have you discovered your purpose?
Have you? Put it in the chat if you have. If you have not found your purpose, still put it in the chat because we want to know
Have you found
your purpose.
or discovered your purpose? So, Crib, let's dive on into this, man.
Yes.
What is purpose? You know, we hear these words around. You hear social media tags. You see commercials, advertisements.
Yeah.
Great book, Now Discover Your Purpose. But let's start off with purpose.
Yeah.
In your own words, or if you want to be deep, what is the Webster Dictionary of purpose?
I ain't gonna be deep.
So give us the Carolina definition.
Well, Crib, a lot of times I've seen people try to match their purpose with their job or what they went to school for, or either what their parents or someone put on them. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times that really doesn't happen that way. Mm-hmm. It's very rare that you do wind up going to school or for your purpose, and that's what your purpose is. But I think most of the time we really don't find out what our purpose is to a few years or sometimes well after the time we graduate from high school.
Yeah, in college, because I like to let people know, your purpose is not always clear.
Yep,
and that's okay.
it is okay.
And I think a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves, especially when you start seeing people move.
Yeah,
And you're sitting there like, what is my purpose? What am I? You begin to ask those questions. Why am I here?
yeah, exactly.
What am I supposed to be doing? What is my purpose? And with it not being clear doesn't mean that you're not doing what you're supposed to do. It's a point of the clarity just hasn't came up and smacked you upside the head yet.
Absolutely. And you should not let someone pressure you into something to tell them this is your purpose, because nobody know what your purpose is. The only person who can release what your purpose is God.
See, you about to make the church folks mad.
Oh, well.
Because, they always run over there to children's church. You going to be a preacher. You going to do this. You going to do that. That's the purpose why you here. But, I think it comes with, with your purpose. It's not always, it don't always show up, but you end up finding your purpose through failures and trials and tribulations. And then you realize, oh, that's why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to be helping with.
Chris, you just said something very powerful with that. Well, the several things you just mentioned out of that. Failure.
Yeah.
failure is never a bad thing. Failure is a learning experience. And yes, you're gonna fail at something as long as you live in this earth. And to discover your purpose, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail along the way to really decide to figure out what your purpose is.
Yeah, because I think if you piggybacking off the failure piece, I think if you don't fail, you're not growing. Our growing moments come in the failure moments.
Yes, it surely does.
Because if you just automatically do it, I'm a big sports guy. We were talking about. I ain't even gonna talk about the game we were talking about because I don't want to talk about it. But if you're good at what you're doing, it comes so easy to you that you don't know what the growing edge is. If it just comes naturally.
Yes.
People that naturally sing real great.
Mm-hmm.
Let me rephrase that. People that sing, because you got people that sing, and then you got people that can just flat out sing. And we done all in our lifetime done heard somebody that can flat out sing, and it's so effortless to them.
Yeah.
So it's hard for them to learn additional techniques or different additional styles because it just comes to them.
Yes.
So, but now if they get in a genre that's hard for them, then they, like you going back to your failure piece.
Yeah.
They can fail, and now they can begin to, okay, I don't need to do this part again. I can do it this way instead of that way. But if you ain't never failing, you ain't never growing.
Ooh. You thought the church people gonna be mad at me. They might be mad at you too.
We don't got nothing but space and opportunity. Nothing but space and opportunity.
You better watch out for Deacon Leroy. He come around that corner after you.
Yeah, he might just telling me to get out his spot because his purpose is to be there first, to park at his spot. But I think too, going back, all jokes aside, I think going back to, people who's putting that pressure on them about discovering their purposes.
Yes.
It's because of social media. Because you look at social media, and if you don't have a discernment with social media will have you thinking everybody got everything figured out and life is 110%, and they operating in their purpose, and their purpose is booming. And if you start comparing their best self to your worst self, then you end up beating up yourself.
Wow.
Because we can also look at social media and be like, oh, they got it made. But that social media, you can be whoever you want to be.
Absolutely.
At that time, at that day. And with the use of AI, if I want to be 6'6", 120 pounds, I can say, AI, take this image and shed 30 pounds on it and put me on here. Then I can put it on Facebook and look a certain way.
Exactly. Because what most people fail to realize, by the time you put your clip or whatever on social media, you don't filter everything, you don't edit everything to look the way that you want it. Again, people don't know what we go through to put this show together.
Right.
They don't see the behind the scenes, the late nights, the sipping we have to do to make sure our throats stay quench and whatnot. There's a lot of work that goes into sip and converse.
And for me, when we going back to purpose as a man, I didn't know my purpose came in seasons. So each season gave me a new purpose, whether it was protection of my family, whether the finance side of my family, whether it's the spiritual side. Each one of those seasons opened a new doorway or a new opportunity to know that, okay, my purpose here I have a life purpose. Then here in my household, I got this purpose right here as well, which is one of those things that the life purpose and the finance purpose may be two separate purposes.
Absolutely.
But they still coexist to make you your whole purpose, if that makes sense. That sounds like some Jesse Jackson stuff there. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, Miss Jesse Jackson. But that right there just threw me off myself.
But look, man, I mean, I like how you broke that down in seasons, because also what you didn't mention, but I know it's still in your heart. Mm-hmm. When your daughter came, that was another season of purpose.
That was another season. That purpose became provider.
Exactly. even as as your parents took care of you, but as your parents age, then you become their provider or
Right.
a caretaker. So that's another season.
And then, and just piggybacking off that, during that time, not only did you have to learn to not just take care of yourself, then you have a child. Now you're learning to take care of a child. Now when you got to help with your parents, now that's another learning season.
Absolutely.
To how do I support and take care of my parents? And then, of course, like with our podcast, we are in the building season.
Yes.
So our purpose right now with Sip and Converse is continually to grow and build and get our likes, shares, and subscribe up. I'm talking to y'all. While you listening now, just go ahead and take a quick 1-2 seconds and hit the like button and hit the subscribe.
Yeah.
But it's a building season that we all go through as well.
And for those who are still not kind of clear what they should direction need to go to find out what what their purpose is, what I learned along the way, and I still share with people is find someone who's doing something positive that's legal, because you can be doing something positive that's illegal, and and you don't want to find that purpose, but find something that's positive and legal that someone is going in direction like, hey, I might want to get around these group of people, this person, to see what they're doing or how they're discovering their purpose or what purpose are they living. And maybe I might find something that's going to help me discover my purpose, or the purpose that they live in might be the purpose that fits me.
Mm-hmm. And coming following DJ up with that, while y'all thinking about that, I want you to think about this for me. Proposing a question, Crib, you can answer as well. What's the time in your life you thought you was on the right path, and then it changed?
What was the time in my life I thought I was on the right path?
That you thought you were on the right path, and then all of a sudden it changed because you just knew this is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, and you started doing it, and then it changed in the middle of it. It was
when I first started my company, my first company that I have now for over 26 years, Big Ben. When I first started the company, my cousin and I, we was started doing filming. And with filming back in the time in the late 90s, anytime you did a film, you always movies, they always came with great soundtracks that helps boost your movie. And so I was doing both of them, and when I was in the middle of this, I'm like, hey man, I done found my purpose. The film industry, the music industry. And then somewhere along the way, about maybe 4 or 5 years in, I realized this is not my purpose, but I'm in the right arena into branding and marketing and discovering, helping other people achieve their brand and marketing goals. And so during that 5th or 6th year, I transitioned the company into what the purpose that I discovered along the way. And it wasn't no longer doing movies or in the music industry, but it was still doing something in that arena that helped me define the purpose that I think I was born to do for this particular company.
And see that makes sense, because you step right into the next point I was going to make, is that your purpose is never found standing still. So you got to be moving. So if you weren't out there doing the videos and making the soundtracks, you would have never stepped into or discovered the real purpose behind, we could say, step one of purpose.
Yeah.
Because most people think that purpose is going to come up and just smack them.
Yeah.
No, you got to get to moving, and the purpose will become clear.
Yes. And I wasn't one of those, I got the money and just calling the shots. People just work for me. I was hands-on doing the movies, doing the music. I rolled cables. I was behind the camera.
You run around with the old VHS camera with it.
Man, what? Well, by that time we had the mini tapes then. So
the small.
Yes. But whatever it took to pull the project off, I did it. It wasn't like I'm paying this money I need for you to do all of that. That wasn't my mentality. Whatever it took to get the job done, I was one of those that was doing.
Speaking of them little mini VHSs, I know a lot of people in Atlanta glad they VHS is messed up. Because during 95, 96, freak niggas, them tapes come out.
What you say?
People like, whoa, was that supposed to be my purpose? So you glad them videos don't work no more.
Man, yeah.
But you know, most people got to, like, discovering your purpose. You got to either choose a path or versus standing still.
Yeah.
It goes back to what we were saying. You were doing something. And I think that's key for anybody. If you're trying to discover that purpose, start doing something and that purpose will come out.
Absolutely.
Because I bet people, you go to all these various seminars and they say write down your 10, 15 steps, your 20 ideas. But that's cool. But at some point, you got to start doing something.
Yeah.
Not just writing it all down on paper. Other than that, you just got a nice notebook.
Exactly. Because what we all going to have to realize when that day comes, our legacy is going to reflect our purpose. What are they going to say about you at your homegoing? Are they going to have to make something up? Or are they truly going to talk about your purpose while you were here?
And the impact that you got. But I think people also, Crib, they freeze. People freeze because they're afraid of making the wrong decision.
True.
Or choosing the wrong purpose, so they do nothing at all. And at that point in time, doing something goes back to our failure.
Yep.
Doing the wrong thing is better than not doing anything at all.
Exactly. Because most people don't even know what it takes to do whatever you're doing anyway. Because what you just going back what you said before, they just being still not doing anything, so they don't know if it's right or wrong. And then they go and Google something and think Google's always right. Google don't know.
Oh, and speaking of that, you can turn around and say, especially my chat people, the chat will give you an answer, and if you disagree with the answer and you want to know if it's wrong or not, just tell chat, I don't think this is the right answer, and chat gonna come back and say, you know what, it ain't the right answer.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, you got a question, chat. Be like, I don't think this is the right answer, and it's gonna talk back to you.
Okay.
And tell you that. But I think too, people shooting to be perfect in their purpose, but I don't want to say that.
Say it. This is Sip and Converse.
Y'all need to ask chat. Nah, but progress breeds perfection.
Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
why I was saying, just writing them down on a sheet of paper and never going out attempting any of it. Mm-hmm. You're stuck.
Yeah.
Your life is passing you by at that time because you're afraid of choosing that wrong path, and you end up, unfortunately, not doing anything at all. And I'd rather live a life of failures than a life of regrets.
Yeah. And the key point what you just mentioned, progress. We can sit on the couch all day or sit behind a computer and say, I'm going to start this business. I'm going to start this. I'm going to start that. And come January to December, you never did anything.
You still ain't started.
You still ain't starting. You're still there.
But in your mind and in your social media posts, you launching a business. You got the best post ever. You got the best updates ever, but you haven't taken that next step to actually go out and attempt it. To even find out if you like it.
Exactly. But you seriously critiquing what somebody else is doing about this is perfect. This ain't perfect. They should have did this instead of doing this way. Or,
if I did it, I would do it this way.
Exactly.
But then you won't even go do it. At least they got out there to do it.
Exactly.
But it's just amazing to me that when you think about that purpose and you find your purpose, it's like, I don't want to call it a fairy tale. Things just click.
Yeah.
You feel so good when you realize, aha, this is what I'm here to do. Because it doesn't feel like work at that point in time.
It never does. It never does. And the satisfaction that you get, man, what you
Talk
think
about
you're trying to
satisfaction.
The satisfaction that you get, man, is like It just feel like you just completed a project that you've been working on for a long time, and when you complete that project, you sit back and like, I can take a deep breath and breathe. That's how I feel when you discover a purpose that you what you think you was born to do.
And two, you begin to wake up with an excitement.
Yep.
That's not manufactured.
No.
I admit, some mornings I woke up and be like, "Whoo, I'm so happy to be up this morning. Time to get busy." And I'm going to a W-2. And it was so fake. But when I get to wake up and I know I'm going to film a podcast that day, or I got some coaching clients that day, or something that's my purpose.
Yeah.
When you wake up, you got, not only are you thanking God that you woke up, but you got a pep in your step because I get to do this, not that I have to do this.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, and sure, listeners, most of the time when you get up to go to work, what you say? I have to go to work today. But when it's time to go on a vacation, you don't say, I have to go on vacation. You're like, I get to go on vacation today. It's about to be on. Your energy level change. And at that moment in time, that short-lived purpose is the vacation.
Yeah.
So your energy level change towards that vacation. So my listeners, I got a question for y'all that y'all tuning in. So get in the chat. If you're listening on Buzzsprout, write it down. My question for you this week, what are you stuck at? What are you stuck now? Or where are you stuck? I'll put it that way. Where are you stuck?
Where are you stuck?
Put it in the chat. Where are you stuck? Because it starts with knowing where you are and taking accountability for, I know I'm stuck. What do I need to do? And to follow back up with that, as we get ready to round this session up.
Yeah.
What's one move you can do this week? What's one move you can make this week to help discover your purpose?
Or to enhance your purpose if you already discover your purpose.
Talk about it. Enhance your purpose.
Yes. If you're already discover your purpose and you're actively doing it right now, things that you can do to enhance your purpose, you can read a book on it, or listen to an audio book.
Or listen to our podcast about purpose.
Of course, listen to our podcast. Or you can watch a YouTube on somebody who's working doing something the same purpose that you're doing. Or get some coaching on what you're doing to enhance your purpose. There are several things out there you can continue to do to enhance your purpose of what you're doing.
And since we all tend to love ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, all those particular AI engines, ask powerful questions in the AI. Be like, hey, Chat, this is my purpose. What is one suggestion you make that you can make to help me increase or get more eyes on or fine-tune my purpose?
Yes.
And what that'll tell you to do is give you some suggestions if you feel like you're stuck in rebranding or getting yourself going or making sure you're in the right thing. But most importantly, is always pray.
Please do that.
Pray. And I pray that you hit that like button, that share button, and that subscribe button.
Subscribe.
So you can come into the next episode of Sip and Converse. And like I said, put in the chat, what's your purpose, or what, if you're trying to locate your purpose, hit us up. We'll help you. We love to communicate with you in the chat and
Absolutely.
whatever else we might do. Crib, you got any final words?
I'm good, man. That was a great talk.
Yes, it was. And with that, peace out.
Peace.
Let's sip and converse.
Let's talk about it.
Sip and converse.